There were some individuals that really unappreciated you. They did not reciprocate the love that you gave to them. They kept you as an option, not a priority. They completely just dismissed you when it came to thanking you, just honoring you. And when they did thank you, you had to almost remind them of the things that you did to them just to get a simple thank you. You had a moment of waking up and say, you know what? I know my worth. If God wouldn't treat me this bad, why would I stand in a relationship, in a situation, and think it's okay to be treated this way? You had your aha moment and you woke up. You found out your worth. And God walked you through that entire situation. And you had to limit the access with those individuals to make sure that they no longer took advantage of you. Because they completely unappreciated you. They did not know how important your role was in their life. But the moment they stepped outside of your life, God started teaching them. And this is a reap what you sow type of season. God started to work on them. But he also was protecting you in the background. Because you don't always get to see how God is teaching a lesson with someone, because that's a protection too. Because he knows if you see how they're being taught their lesson, you're going to want to step in and mess up the lesson, because he knows how your heart is. So you don't always have to see how he's teaching individuals the lessons that came against you. But those individuals that just completely undermined you and just did not appreciate you, they're in situations where they have to adapt their life in the situations they're in, and they're not seeing anybody reciprocate that appreciative that they should deserve and they should be getting, because they're now seeing, I never did that to the person that was once an important role. They're now seeing how your role was so vital to them in their life, but they don't get to have that. They want to come back and reach out to you so badly, but their pride is so maxed up to the top of the top, they're not going to. They have something to prove to you, and they're not going to reciprocate that, you know, hey, your role was kind of important. I didn't realize it, but I am realizing it now. They're now having to adapt their entire life for the situation that they're in. They have to adapt. No one else around them is adapting. They're adapting. They have to make the necessary changes to fit in the situation they're in. And if they don't make the changes to fit in the situation they're in, they can't stay in the situation. They're realizing, like, this is a lesson. Like, this is a full-blown lesson. It absolutely is. And this revelation was given to me earlier today. They're now seeing how important your role was. You were a vital role in their life. You taught them a lesson. They can reflect on the importance and the experiences that they had with you, but they're also in their own lesson. And God is also doing a form of protection with, hey, I don't need you to see everything. You might hear it down the line, but you don't have to see it. Because that softness that's in your heart, you still might want to go help them because you're a good-hearted person. You have a pure heart. But just know, those individuals that were unappreciating you, they're in situations where they're not being appreciated. They're in situations where they're now seeing how big of a role you played in their life. A value role. A good role. And they're literally having to figure it out on their own by having to adapt their entire life to fit in the situation they're in. They may think it seems good, but the person that they did not treat well, you on the other end of this video, you know how much sacrifice that you did for that situation with that person when they were connected to you, and how much it never went anywhere, and you had to remind them of how much you helped them and how much you just wanted a simple thank you. They're now in that situation where they don't get that, but they see how much that you were a vital asset to them. They don't get that access anymore. Let God continue to work on them. Don't interfere. Do not. But just know that they're feeling it. They're getting their own dose of correction. And that correction, it comes at its own timeline. And I thought I was done with making these words, but this season, this reap, you sow what you reap type of season, these words are coming because there's been a lot of people out here lately, from what I've seen in the past couple of months, who they've done some really bad and bitter stuff to people who are really good people. And I know there's a lot of people out there that think like, could they have done something differently? Could they have changed the situation? You don't have to question yourself. And this is heavy on my heart for someone. You don't have to question yourself on whether or not you needed to change the situation or could you have done something differently. God knows your heart. He knows everything. You are not afraid to let somebody shine the light on you and see everything that you've done because you have a pure heart. If people want to project on you because of their insecurities, don't take it personal. God knows the entire truth. The same way he's revealing the truth to those individuals that unappreciated you, he's showing them this is what it feels like to unappreciate someone that truly wants nothing but the best for you, who truly just wants to make sure that you are well off, who truly wants to make sure that you're secure. But because they could not appreciate you when they had you, God is like, okay, this is what happens when you do things in the way that is selfish, but also hurting someone on the other end. So don't think that you could have done anything differently because God's going to allow the experiences to happen the way the experiences happen. And he's going to teach us a lesson when those experiences happens as well. So don't think that you're a failure because you've had these experiences. Everything is a lesson, and that lesson comes into a blessing, especially if you're open to receiving the blessings from God. They come with lessons. So I hope this word is encouraging for somebody on the other end. I'm so grateful and thankful for my new subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. This is a late word, but I wanted to get it out. Hopefully the person on the other end can receive it and understand it. It is late and I'm getting ready to go to bed, but until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.